Hey, what's going on? Kantis Simmons here, and welcome to the Kantis Simmons Show. So in today's episode, I'm gonna do something a little different, right? I'm gonna actually take you into the other room and talk to you about how you can get little boys to read better. But I'm gonna do it in a special way. I got a few special guests with me. But yeah, we're gonna talk about how to help your young men read books more, read books better. All right, welcome to the Kantis Simmons Show.
Hey!
Jessica, come here for a second. All right, so this is very spontaneous. You don't have to get on the camera. So Jessica is my amazing cleaning mastermind, maintenance person around here, like all my clothes and stuff. It's because of her. And so a few weeks ago, you told me that she was complaining about her son. And she was kind of complaining about her daughter.
No.
Your daughter in the back room. No. Come up here. Let me tell you what your mama said. Come up here.
Now she's recording.
Come up here.
Come here.
So this is all spontaneous, you guys, but it's actually something that you want to hear. So your mama was complaining about your brother. So what happened was that, Jessica was, she in my house and she see the books and she see all the other stuff. And she's like, I think my son and your daughter will love your book. Right. And so we get into this whole conversation. She was like, that daughter of mine, she can read. But then your mama said, but my son, he just likes those, what are those books called? Graphic novels, like comic books. And so she was like, all he does is read those graphic novels and comic books. And then she said, I want him to read a chapter book, like a book like this, right? So I explained to her that I think studies have shown that, girls sort of mature faster than young men, right? However, with boys, it's not that boys don't like to read. It's like boys like reading things that are interesting. So what I recommended to her was that rather than trying to force her young man, her son, to read, what you call these books? Chapter books. That's what they call them, chapter books. Rather than trying to force him to read those chapter books, I encouraged her as a parent to show interest in her son reading these graphic novels, like comic books. And so the idea is, as a parent, rather than saying, hey, quit reading that, quit reading this, go get some serious books. As a parent, take the time to have conversations around your young man to figure out, okay, what are you reading these graphic novel comic books? Hey, tell mama what's going on in the stories. And then as a parent, you have conversations around what he's reading. But even as a parent, you're now showing that you have interest in what he's interested in. Now, here's the cool thing that's going to happen. When mama or Jessica or you take the time to show interest in what your young man is reading, not only showing the interest, but having the conversation, having the dialogue. When mama says, hey, what do you think about this? What you call these things again? Chapter books, right? When mama wants to encourage the son to pick up a chapter book or maybe a textbook or maybe something that you see, in the household or something on the news, now because of that dialogue, now your young man or your son will be open to having conversations. So what am I saying? I'm saying the same thing that I said to amazing Jessica mama, right? Hey, girls, they're going to read books. Girls going to do whatever. Like, even as a young man, I used to hate to read books. And you see all the books I got around here, right? I got a lot of books. I've read most of them, or, kind of went through a lot of them, right? And by the way, if I ever die, I'm not going to use that phrase on video. But if I ever need some money, I guess I can go sell my books, right? I go sell my books. But here's the thing about it. Boys, we grow up a little different than girls or young women in our minds. And so rather than saying boys don't read, I want to encourage every parent to take the time to find the interest of your young man, find the interest of your son. If it's the graphic novel comic books, hey, allow him to read that. But the bigger thing is getting in as a parent to show that you're interested in what he's reading, but also make sure that he's comprehending what he's reading, and then also being able to communicate back to you what he's reading and developing the dialogue. And I think when you do that, you will find that, hey, your son or your daughter or your son, he now trusts you, right? He trusts you in this area So when it's time to read the chapter books and everything else like that, then he'll be willing to do that. So that's my nugget from Jessica and Jessica's daughter here. She on spring break, so she over here trying to get a paycheck too. All right, she getting a paycheck too on spring break. So I gave you a book, right? You got a book?
Yep.
I gave your son a book. Now check this out. I gave her son, I think my book is up here. So I gave him this book. How old is he? He's 10. So I gave him this book. And what do you tell me he did with this book?
Athletes recognize the importance of being at their best. They realize that their individual performances have a direct impact on their team and organization.
If you look at the highlighting the book, he had the book.
Y'all, he go from him and mama fussing about these graphic novel books, having this conversation. Now he's reading Play Your A Game, highlighting it, and he even taking it to church, y'all. Like, you know, he's supposed to be listening to the pastor. He listening to Kantis at church, you know? All right. And by the way, if you want a copy of this book, just go to playyouragamebook.com. Hey, I apologize for the noise in the background. You know, that's when, like, you know, when the wash machine is like full and it's spinning and it get off its axis and like just do something off the cuff to really explain to you as a parent things that you can do to help your young men, your son, the men in your life read more. All right. It's not about forcing a book down their throat or down their eyes, but finding the thing that they're interested in and then allow them to read those things. And as a parent, you step in to now having dialogue. First of all, to make sure they're comprehending what they're reading. But number two, giving them the opportunity to be able to communicate. I think it's so needed by young men to be able to read, but also be able to speak and communicate what they read. So thank you, Jessica. You know, your mama gonna be on YouTube. Your mama gonna be.
No, don't find the video.
I mean, y'all behind the video too, so I'm not gonna show her face, because if I show her face, then all y'all may want to try to hire Jessica from me, and then they don't have nobody come into my house and keep me straight. All right. So listen, remember, only one game of life counts, and that's your A game. And just because you watch this video, we can send you a copy of my best-selling book, Play Your A Game. Hey, simply go to playyouragamebook.com, playyouragamebook.com. Or if you need help in the area of scholarships, I want to make sure I get this to your son too. Go to scholarshipsecretsbook.com. It's all about the roadmap to locate, land, and lock down college funding. All right. So listen, yeah. Quit whooping your sons about reading the books and just be a better parent. Take the time to be a better parent. Hey, he will love you for it. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.